Welcome back, class 7 to the online bio classes. We will continue with the same chapter number 2, Kingdom Classification part 1, in which we will study about the different types of organisms. I will just recall that we studied the 5 kingdom system of classification which was given by Whittaker, in which we studied kingdom Monera, that is bacteria. Then we studied about kingdom Protista. Now the third one is kingdom Fungi, in which we study about all the different types of fungus. You may have seen fungus like the common bread mold or rhizopus is a fungus. Similarly, fungus is found growing on the food items like steel, bread, on the fruits, as well as in the damp places like walls, leather belt, and even the household items also, they are affected by fungus. So fungus is useful as well as harmful. So first we will study about some characters of kingdom fungus. What are the characters shown by fungus? Okay, like number 1, it is a plant-like organism. Why it is called plant-like? Because it appears, it has root-like structure, and it is non-green in color. Why? Because chlorophyll is not present, and mostly they are multicellular, means made up of more than one cells. But only one unicellular fungus is there, which is yeast. And yeast is used in the bread and cakes industry, that is for manufacture of breads and cakes. To make the bread and cake fluffy or light. The next one is only unicellular fungus. They are non-photosynthetic. Why? Because they do not have chlorophyll. It means they cannot make their own food. So what they have to do? They have to depend on others for their food. That's why it is called their heterotrophic nutrition. Means since they cannot make their own food, they have to depend on others for their food. And it is further 2 types, saprophytic and parasitic. Saprophytic means those organisms which draw their nourishment or the food from the dead and decaying organic matter like toadstools or the fungus which grow on them. Example is also there in your book. Toadstools and molds, mushrooms, they are saprophytic or saprotrophic. It means they get their food from the decaying organic matter. Then the next one is parasitic. Parasitic means the organisms which cannot make their own food. They depend on the body of other animals or other organisms to get nourishment, food and shelter from them. Example you can give of the rhizopus, that is fungi like rust and smut. Rust and smuts are the name of the fungus which are parasitic. And these parasitic fungus are the one which causes different types of diseases in plants and animals. We will study about them later. Now next characteristics is they are eukaryotic. Eukaryotic, you know, their cells are divided into 2 types. All the modern cells are called eukaryotic, the one in which the nucleus has a well-defined nuclear membrane. They also contain the other cell organelles, and they lack plastids. Plastids are the cell organelle which gives color to them, like chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Their cell wall is made up of a substance called chitin, CHITIN. So these are the important characters you have to learn. That they are plant-like, they are non-green, they are mostly multicellular, they are non-photosynthetic, they are eukaryotic, their cell wall is made up of chitin. The next one, I have highlighted those words. If you learn, you can write the characteristics. Their vegetative body, that is the plant body, is made up of a number of long multicellular filament-like structures, like these filament-like structures are there. The filament-like structures are called hypha. And the network of hypha is called mycelium. Since many hypha are there, like you take many threads, each thread is called hypha. And when all the thread is together forming a mass-like structure, that is known as mycelium, or network of hypha is called mycelium. This word you can learn. Okay? Now next we have to study, after this nutrition and all, rhizopus. One of the common fungus, rhizopus or bread mold, its structure, nutrition, location, functions, everything in detail. Okay? Okay, now next you can see rhizopus or the common bread mold it is called. rhizopus or the bread mold. Okay, mold is a type of fungus only. If you keep a slice of bread for few days, you will find white cotton-like outgrowth will occur. It will start growing on the surface of bread. That means the rhizopus or the bread mold has grown on the surface of bread. Now, what is bread mold or rhizopus? Where it is found growing? It is found growing on the stale bread, means the bread which is not taken as food, which is kept on the rotting fruit. If you take a fruit and keep it unused for many days, or just cut the fruit into two halves and keep it somewhere for a few days, you will find that the fungus will start growing on it. When the fruit is starting decaying, it will smell bad. On the leather also, damp clothes, as well as in paper also, if the paper is moist or wet, this bread mold will start growing on it. Now, what is the structure? As you can see in the diagram, it appears like a mass of cotton. So if you want, you can take a pinch of that cottony mass on a slide and observe under the microscope or the hand lens. If you observe under the microscope, you will find that it has many thread-like structures. These thread-like structures are known as hypha. Okay? And they are multicellular. This hypha here it is called as stolon. So what is stolon? The horizontal hypha is called stolon, means straight hypha. Whereas the hypha which grow downward on the surface of bread where it is growing, just like root-like structures, they are called rhizoids. So what is rhizoids? These hypha grow in all directions. If it grow downward into the substratum or on the surface of bread on which it is growing, that root-like structure is called rhizoids. The stem-like structure or the vertical hypha, it is called sporangiophore. And on the tip of sporangiophore, a swollen round mass-like body is present, that is called sporangium. Inside the sporangium, many tiny microscopic spores are present, and these spores, they are released after the bursting of sporangium. When the sporangium will burst, it will release all the spores into the atmosphere. And when these spores will reach on the surface of bread or any other suitable place like fruits, they will start germinating into a new rhizopus or bread mold. So hypha grow in all the directions. Why? To get the nutrition. So this is the structure or the diagram of rhizopus. Okay. Now what is rhizoids? The root-like hypha which grow downward on the surface of bread to obtain nutrition from them is called rhizoids. And what is this sporangium? Sporangium is a swollen mass or a round spherical body present at the tip of sporangiophore. What is sporangiophore? The stalk of sporangium is called sporangiophore, on which the sporangium is, or this one is burned. Okay, the tip of sporangiophore contains sporangium. Now next we have to study about the nutrition. You know that rhizopus or bread mold is saprophytic. Saprophytic, why? Because it does not contain chlorophyll, they are non-green, so it depends on the decaying material on which it is growing. Like if it is on the surface of bread, it will depend on bread. If it is growing on the fruits, it will depend on fruits for its nutrition. The hypha which grow downward into the bread, they will draw nutrition from it. Okay? It will secrete an enzyme that will dissolve the food material, and then it will be absorbed through the rhizoids into the upper part of the plant body. Okay? So hypha of the fungus, it is just like a tube that is spread throughout the medium. These hypha penetrate into the organic medium, that is into the bread or the fruits on which they are growing, and they will secrete enzymes into it. The enzymes will digest the bread particles where these rhizoids are growing, and now the digested bread or the food particles are absorbed through the rhizoids into the upper part of the sporangium. Okay. Now next is respiration. How do bread mold respire or breathe? Generally you find that bread mold or rhizopus grow in such places where oxygen is not present or deficient. They are found growing in damp places. They breathe aerobically. Aerobically means in the presence of oxygen. And they take oxygen and release carbon dioxide. So if they are growing on the surface of bread, they will try to reach up to those particles where air is trapped inside. They will reach up to the air space present inside the bread particles, take oxygen from there and release carbon dioxide into that bread. Okay? So this process, they generally found growing without sunlight, where there is no air, no sunlight. They take this oxygen from the pockets of air which is trapped in the medium. Like if they are growing on the bread, they will try to draw oxygen from the air packets which are trapped inside those bread particles and release carbon. Sometimes they can directly release carbon dioxide by the process of diffusion. So gaseous exchange by diffusion also occurs in case of bread molds. Molds also have the capacity to exchange the gases directly with the atmosphere. Like they can release carbon dioxide and they can take oxygen by the process of diffusion. Now next we will study about useful and harmful fungus. Okay, next you can see the useful fungi. I have listed out some of the usage of fungus. What are they? Number one, baking and alcoholic products like bread, cakes, and different types of alcoholic products. You can name like beer, wine, rum, whatever may be alcoholic products are there. They are made by the action of different types of fungus, which helps in the fermentation and distillation of alcoholic products. You know that breads and cakes are light in weight. It is because of the yeast, which is a type of fungus used in the manufacture of breads and cakes. Similarly, they are also used in distilleries, not only in bakery. Bakery is the place where all the bread products are made. In distillery, where all the wine or the alcoholic products are made, there also the fungus, the yeast is used. Now next one is edible products like cheese. It is used to give flavor, that is taste, as well as to the texture to the cheese. It is because of the fungus that we are able to get different types of flavors of cheese. Then comes mushrooms and morels. These two types of fungus are cooked, because you know that mushroom is very rich in protein and they are rich in nutrient. Nutrient means here the protein. So we can take them as a protein rich diet. In medicines also, like penicillin, ampicillin, both of them are antibiotic. The first antibiotic, that is penicillin, was obtained from a fungus called Penicillium notatum. Then Aspergillus niger. It is used to make organic acid like citric acid and gluconic acid. Similarly, it is also used to make soya sauce from soya beans, and it is also used as a biofertilizer. Biofertilizer means instead of using the chemical fertilizers in the fields to increase the production of crops, we can use biofertilizers which are made from fungus that can help to increase the production of crops without providing any side effect to them. Example, mycorrhiza is a symbiotic relation between the fungus and the roots of higher plants, in which both of them are equally benefited. And the last one, it helps in recycling of nutrients, because fungus is a decomposer. It will help to release all the nutrients which are trapped in the dead bodies of plants and animals, and thus help to recycle the nutrients into the atmosphere. Okay? Now next we have to study about the harmful effect of fungus. Okay, now see, what are the harmful effects of fungus? Number one, it can spoil our food items like bread, fruits, vegetables, because they will release toxins, means poisons, and if we eat those food items which are already affected by fungus, they can cause food poisoning to us. Okay? So we should not eat such type of food items which are affected by fungus, which is decaying. Then comes a spoilage of non-food substances like textiles, that is our clothes, wool, paper, furniture, leather is also affected by fungus. Then third one is disease and decay. Toadstool, which is sometimes it appears like mushroom. So if we consume the toadstools, it is a poisonous mushroom. It can cause death of the person who is eating. And polyporous, it can cause, it is also a type of fungus. It can cause decay of trees. The standing trees will start decaying themselves. Even the wood will also decay because of infection by polyporous fungus. Then molds, mildews, smut and rust, they are the name of the fungus which can cause disease in plants, and they can also destroy the entire crops which are growing. So farmers can bear a lot of loss if their crops are destroyed by this type of fungus. And in human beings also, we are also suffering from the fungal diseases like athlete's foot, ringworm and oral thrush. So today after here only, next we have to do the kingdom plant. But after watching this video, you write your name in the comment section and prepare yourself for the unit test. And for the attendance, till now only very few students are giving attendance. Some of them are not watching videos and all. So you must watch all the videos and give your attendance compulsory every day without any fail. Last time also I had said the same, because your attendance will be counted for your promotion to the next class. Okay? So keep it in mind. You must attend all the classes regularly as well as your attendance. Okay? Thank you.